with the vision bright, skills to empower futures light. In Kenya schools we're on the rise, our dream takes flight to new heights. Oh, we're climbing step by step, building future strong and set. CBET, changing lives anew. In CBET, watch us break through.
Viewers, Frokil Show welcomes you yet again for the last CBET principle number 7, which is assessment of learning outcome. The principle of assessment of learning outcomes in competency-based education and training, CBET, is a cornerstone of the CBET approach, ensuring that learners are evaluated based on their ability to demonstrate specific competencies rather than their ability to memorize information. In CBET, assessments are used not only to measure what learners have learned, but also to confirm that they can apply knowledge and skills effectively in a real-world context. I will briefly look at some of the aspects which touch on this principle. And aspect number 1 is alignment with clear, measurable learning outcomes. Assessments in CBET are designed to directly align with the clear, measurable learning outcomes that specify what learners are expected to know, do, or demonstrate by the end of a training or educational module. For example, in a health program, a learning outcome might be the learner will be able to administer a proper dosage of medication. The corresponding assessment could be a practical test where learners demonstrate the correct administration of medication under supervision. Aspect number 2 is competency-based assessment. In CBET, assessment focuses on competency rather than traditional grading systems. Competencies are the skills, knowledge, and behaviors that learners need to perform successfully in the workforce or real-world scenarios. Learners are assessed on whether they can perform the tasks required at an acceptable standard. For example, a learner in an automotive repair program may be assessed on their ability to repair a specific vehicle component such as the engine rather than receiving a grade for their ability to answer questions about engine theory. Then aspect number 3 is formative and summative assessment. Formative assessments are conducted throughout the learning process to provide ongoing feedback to learners and help guide their learning progress. These assessments allow instructors to identify gaps in knowledge or skills early and provide timely interventions. Summative assessment, on the other hand, occurs at the end of a learning module or program to evaluate whether learners have achieved the required competencies. For example, in a CBET welding course, formative assessments might involve the instructor observing students' welding techniques during practice sessions, while the summative assessment could involve a final practical exam where learners are expected to weld a metal structure to specific industry standards. Aspect number 4 is real-world authentic assessments. CBET emphasizes the use of authentic assessments, which are assessments that mirror real-world tasks and challenges learners are likely to face in their careers. This approach ensures that assessments are directly relevant to the learner's future role and demonstrates practical application. For example, in a project management program, an authentic assessment could involve a group of learners planning and executing a simulated project, such as organizing an event, with assessment based on how well the project is managed, including the use of time resources and risk management. Aspect number 5 is performance-based assessment. In CBET, assessments are often performance-based, meaning learners must demonstrate their ability to perform a task or skill rather than simply answering questions. This could involve a practical demonstration, case study, or other forms of assessment that require learners to show what they can do. Example, in a culinary arts program, learners may be assessed on their ability to prepare and present a specific dish according to industry standards, such as properly cooked and plated salad in a timed environment. Aspect number 6 is multiple assessment methods. To get a comprehensive picture of learner competence, multiple assessment methods are used. These can include practical demonstrations, written exams, oral presentations, portfolios, peer assessments, and self-assessments. Using a variety of assessment tools helps to assess different aspects of competence and learning styles. For example, in a digital marketing program, learners might be assessed through written reports, practical campaigns they create, and peer evaluations to assess their ability to implement a comprehensive marketing strategy. Aspect number 7 is clear and transparent assessment criteria. Clear and transparent assessment criteria are essential in CBET to ensure that learners understand the expectations and how their performance will be measured. Criteria should outline the specific competencies being assessed and the standards required to demonstrate mastery. For example, for a customer service training program, the assessment criteria might include aspects like communication skills, problem-solving abilities, and customer satisfaction ratings. The instructor may provide a rubric detailing how each competency will be scored, ensuring fairness and clarity. Aspect number 8 is assessment of both knowledge and skills. CBET assessments evaluate both the knowledge, that is theoretical understanding, and the skills, practical application, required for a given competency. Learners must demonstrate that they can not only understand the principles behind a task, but also apply them completely in real-life situations. For example, in an information technology program, learners might be tested on their theoretical knowledge of network security protocols, that is knowledge, but they would also have to set up and troubleshoot a network, skills in a practical assessment. Aspect number 9 is learner-centered assessment. Assessment in CBET is learner-centered, meaning it focuses on learners' ability to demonstrate their competencies in a variety of contexts. Assessment should allow learners to showcase their skills in ways that match their individual learning styles, learning strengths, and prior knowledge. For example, a learner with dyslexia may be allowed to take a written exam orally or submit a video demonstration rather than a written report, ensuring that the assessment reflects their ability and provides equal opportunity to demonstrate competency. Then aspect number 10 is feedback and reflection. Feedback is a crucial part of the assessment process in CBET. Instructors provide constructive, actionable feedback that helps learners understand their strengths and areas for improvement. Reflection on assessment results allows learners to make adjustments to their learning strategies and continue progressing towards mastery. For example, after completing a skill assessment in a cosmetology program, the instructor might provide feedback on a learner's technique, such as offering tips on improving precision when applying makeup or hairstyling. The learner then reflects on the feedback and practices to improve those specific skills. Then aspect number 11 is recognition of prior learning. Recognition of prior learning is an important feature in CBET, allowing learners to receive credit for competencies they have acquired through work experience or informal learning. Recognition of prior learning assessments involves evaluating learners' existing skills and knowledge to determine whether they meet the required competencies for a particular course or qualification. Example, a construction worker with years of experience in masonry might be assessed through practical demonstration and interviews to determine if their prior experience meets the competency standards of a formal certification program. Then finally, we look at the benefits of assessment of learning outcome in CBET. The first benefit is clear measurement of competency. Assessments in CBET are focused on actual competencies, so learners are evaluated based on their ability to perform tasks at a professional standard, ensuring they are job ready. Benefit number 2 is better preparation for real-world tasks. Authentic performance-based assessments mirror tasks that learners will face in their careers, which better prepares them for real-world challenges and expectations in their field. Benefit number 3 is ongoing feedback and support. Formative assessments and regular feedback allow learners to track their progress and make improvements, ensuring that they have the necessary skills before moving on to more complex competencies. Benefit number 4 is flexibility for learners. Learners in CBET can progress at their own pace, completing assessments when they are ready, which supports personalized learning and accommodates different learning speeds. Then, after considering the benefits, in conclusion, Flockhilshaw would say the following. Assessment of learning outcomes in CBET is a rigorous and systematic process designed to ensure that learners have achieved mastery of specific competencies. By aligning assessments with real-world tasks and focusing on the application of skills, CBET provides learners with meaningful opportunities to demonstrate their abilities and prepare for their careers.
Engage and explore. Look a show we inform, in wisdom we store. Through words we teach, and insights we proclaim. Together we grow, seeking knowledge flame. Look a show we share, lessons in the air. Learning what's new, with open minds.